Hello, my name is Wendy Widger, and today I'll be doing a book review on Mirror Mirror. This book was a 2015 NCTE author winner. The book is written by Marilyn Singer, and the illustrator is Josie Massey. It was published by Dutton Children's Books in 2010. The different genres that go along with this book are picture storybook, poetry, and folk tales, as you'll see here in a minute. This is a revision of a series of different fairy tales. There are 28 pages, and I would say it's appropriate for ages 8 to 12. I really enjoyed this book. It might be one of the favorites that I've read. And I'm going to actually start in the back of the book. I actually did this when I first read it because I was a little confused. I wanted to know what was going on. So here in the back, the author explains that she has created a certain format of writing poetry called a reverso, where you write it forward, you read it top to bottom, just like normal, and then you reread it and rewrite it going bottom to top. And so she gives a short little example of the very first reverso that she wrote about her cat, and then she thought that was a great concept for writing a whole book of poetry. So I'm actually going to go through and show you each page because I just think the illustrations go along with this really well. As you can see here, this starts with, you can see a king and a queen, and every page is divided down the middle, and you can kind of see two sides. And one thing that Marilyn Singer explains on that back page that I just showed you is that she uses this reverso to tell two different sides of these commonly known fairy tales. So I just thought this was really brilliant. She said the only changes that she makes is just some minimal changes in punctuation. But I thought it was really interesting that you would have to carefully choose how you broke up the lines, because that will affect the order of the words as you read it backwards then from bottom to top. This one is Cinderella, so you can see this page is divided down the middle, showing the two different sides. Here you've got the evil stepsisters being jealous here, and then here you've got Cinderella wishing she could go to the ball. This one is really pretty. This is Sleeping Beauty, and it's divided here, and if you look really carefully, you can see that her dress kind of extends here and creates the hills on the other side. So even though it's divided, there is kind of a flow between the two sides. So I thought that was really neat, really interesting, and I just feel like every illustration does a really good job of reflecting the poetry on the opposite side. Here's one with Rapunzel. This one is Red Riding Hood. You can see the division there as we go through here. This is The Ugly Duckling. I thought this was really neat. It's divided here, and you can see how it's seeing its reflection there in different ways. This one is Snow White. I really liked this one. As you see, it's divided here, but then there's still a mirror image here on this side. You've got the evil queen's face, but on the opposite side where her eye would be, there's a cave opening, and here's like a little mountain on the opposite side of where her head would be. So there's some really interesting symmetry that the illustrator used there. This is Jack and the Beanstalk. And Hansel and Gretel, Rumpelstiltskin, and then the Frog Prince, and Beauty and the Beast. And this one is just kind of a nice little conclusion called The Road. It's just kind of a little wrap up, kind of ties all the fairy tales together. I really enjoyed this book. The activity that I would have kids to do simply is to just try a short little reverso. I'd have them work in pairs so that they can work together, help each other, and then have them attempt one that's a little bit longer and kind of experience the challenges of that, work through that together. Really enjoyed this book, Mirror, Mirror, and I hope you will too.